What's going on, you guys? My name's Ty Knots and welcome to Top 5 Unknowns, 5 experiences from the dark web. Number 5. So this isn't really something creepy that happened to me per se, but I definitely found something incredibly strange. Basically, I found this website run by a pedophile. There were clearly links to galleries of his crimes, which I avoided at all cost. And right on the same page was a legitimate manual for committing these crimes, talking about how to find a victim, how to do things to them without arousing suspicion, how to go about it so they don't get hurt enough to require a hospital visit, how to keep them from talking to others about what you're doing, and so on. Not only that, but they had a page describing their good girls and bad girls. The good girls were basically the victims that were receptive to their abuse, acted like they enjoyed it, and did whatever they were asked. The bad girls, as you might assume, were quite the opposite. Bottom line, it might seem appealing to visit the deep web at first, but you'll fully regret what you find. I felt so furious for reading what I found on that page and was full of guilt too. There it was, evidence of a disgusting pedophile abusing these little girls as young as 3, and I couldn't do anything to help them. Even if I told the cops, they'd likely just wonder why I was on that website in the first place and give me a citation or arrest me. The dark web might seem like a mysterious, scary place perpetuated by urban myths and stories, but in reality, it's nothing but a safe haven for criminal activity of all levels, even as sickening and depraved as the one described a minute ago. Number 4. When I first accessed the deep web, it was out of plain curiosity. But that's how you usually get into trouble, isn't it? Well, I went onto a similar site to Wikipedia, except this wiki was full of different ways to take someone's life, and how you could get away with it and make it seem like an accident. I made the mistake of clicking on one of these articles. Now, I'll get banned if I say exactly what I experienced, but it was so horribly graphic. To give you a simpler version, I basically found a live video of someone demonstrating one of the methods we mentioned a moment ago. He took someone's life right in front of me and showed how to cover it up and dispose of the body. Now, I'm obviously not going to use that information, but it was just one of my many experiences using the deep web. I strongly advise everyone to keep off of this dark web. It's pretty obvious that you're being watched by the FBI, and it won't look so good on your track record. Number 3. While I personally never received anything from the deep web, I did live with a roommate who would constantly receive the strangest brochures. At first, we'd receive brochures for cruise lines and the like. I wrote it off as junk mail, but they came so frequently and started getting stranger. Christian mingle brochures, petting zoo brochures, brochures for any type of service you could think of. I kind of felt like someone was gaslighting me, but I never said anything, and the brochures would disappear as quickly as they came, so I didn't have time to stress it. Until one day, I walked in and my roommate was delicately cutting into a brochure and pulling out a small bag of powder. This kid had hooked up with the most low-key dealer I'd ever seen, and was getting his drugs embedded into travel brochures. And as far as I know, he never got caught. Number 2. While carrying out a piece of research for a tech blog I was working on at the time, which is investigating the growth of blogs about teen anorexia and self-harming, I discovered thousands of blogs and entire communities built around extremely graphic images of cutting wrists, anorexic teens, and inspirational quotes about taking your own life. It's probably one of the darkest corners of the web I've literally ever seen. All these years later, I'm still somehow traumatized by the images I saw, not only because of their graphic nature, but because they were shared in context to glorify the event of either taking your own life, anorexia, or self-harming. And these were all photos of teens. There's no need to dive deeply to find the darkest corners of the web. A quick search on Tumblr will show some extremely graphic, dark, and distressing material. I'm honestly surprised they haven't been able to control it yet. Number 1. As I was exploring the deep web one day, I came across some links that took me deeper and deeper. The links were really hard to find in the website, and the URL was not blue to let you know that it was a URL you could click on, so it was really hard to keep track of. But what caught my attention was a much smaller font than all the other paragraphs, surrounded by pictures. I copy and pasted this small font into a new page, and it came up with a login page. It was extremely weird, and all it said was, "After 5 words you shall get your pass," or something to that effect. I was confused at first, but then realized that the smaller font that I'd been looking at a moment ago consisted of just 5 words. So I typed these 5 words in, and access was granted. Then it happened. It came up in categories, stating one country's name after the other. I clicked on North America, and I really wish I never did. It came up with a list of people who either just disappeared or been captured and confirmed as deceased. Some of these were kids, some were links that contained videos. And for so many years, so many of these people were actively listed as missing, even children. And I had all the information about them and exactly how they passed away right in front of me. But there was nothing I could do about it. I clicked back from this page almost immediately, but I still wish there was something I could do. But there's no way I can report it to the government or police without risking going to prison myself. I did report the page to the group that I found it on, and the link was removed afterward. But it's just difficult to still know that the website is out there somewhere and likely still active to this day. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to click that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to keep updated with our videos.